Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. I haven't done really a coffee shop update, but this is the Canarian Weekly, the back end of last year, people. National police raid illegal coffee shop in the south of Tenerife. And this is a article on the 7th of the 10th, 24, but it's still ongoing today. In a joint operation, agents from the National Police and the local police of Arona have raided and closed another cannabis club in the south of Tenerife, arresting 3 individuals and sealing the premises for selling drugs illegally. So it says to me that some of these coffee shops are selling other things rather than weed. Among they arrested was the coffee shop PR, who unknowingly invited undercover officers into the establishment, offering them marijuana for consumption, something only allowed the members of the type of the club. They then guide the officers inside the premises where illegal activities related to drug trafficking were taking place. So other business on the premises with no obviously license and against the law. Inside, 2 employees were found. One was responsible for dispensing marijuana food and beverages, while the others who were visiting that day admitted that their bosses had warned them not to store large quantities of marijuana, as other clubs in the area had been recently shut down by the police. During the inspections, officers seized 930 grams of marijuana, 50 marijuana joints, and 1,100 in cash. Additionally, they confiscated various tools used weighing and distributing marijuana and other derivatives, along with edible products such as pastries, gummies, and vape pens containing THC. The operation ended with the sealing of the premises and action coordinated with the local police of Arona. The 3 detainees have been handed over to judicial authorities as police continue their efforts to combat organised crime in the region. So it does seem like to me that a lot of these shops who are being set up are not actually saying what they're actually doing inside the premises. And this is basically from TNF, TERPZ, Tenerife coffee shop raids. And this wasn't that long ago, people. This was what, 2 months ago? Let's get straight into this raid. So they're obviously taking it very, very seriously. So where am I getting my smoke in Tenerife? Someone said, we got you covered. Katie, fire us up a message when you're over. Whereabouts are you? I'm over next week, but in the north of the island. It seems like to me a lot of these are... Here's another one. Just read this message quickly. John Paul. A normal went to Herbalize at Costa Adeji, where it is no longer there. Be back in Tenerife September. I ain't buying off lucky guys, because obviously the quality, I would imagine, isn't as good as with some of the shops that anyone know of any coffee shops in Mallorca. So they're obviously being raided for not basically doing what their licenses said, or basically keeping up with police demands, what is expected of them. We know there's dodgy business. We know there's other rugs who are being sold at these premises as well, and dodgy dealings. It's been going on for years. And sometimes they close down like this and then they set up somewhere else. It's absolutely crazy. Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It is Marvin speaking. We're just going to get into an article. This was by the Canarian Weekly, people, and there's 82 people missing in the Canary Islands, while some searches bigger than others. And obviously some of these people were found, like Jay Slater, sadly unalive. But there are some familiar faces which people have actually looked into their cases. But there's a lot that I have not seen before, to be honest with you. So the article goes on to say, differences in search efforts for missing persons have become a contentious issue. Santiago Martin, coordinator of the SOS, and we've heard of him before, Association of the Canary Islands, highlights the concern trend, claiming there are first, second, and even third levels missing persons. Interesting. He reveals that the Canarians with missing relatives have lodged complaints about the disparity in resources deployed in different cases, using the search for Jay Slater as an example, as it had received significant more attention than others. Very, very true. Martin clarifies these families are not asking to reduce efforts for finding Jay Slater, not at all. They simply wish that the search operation for the loved ones who were extensive persistence are other organised in the islands. The sentiment reasonable deeply among those still looking for missing family members. According to SOS, the website, there are currently 82 people missing in the Canary Islands, 50 in the province, wow, of Santa Cruz, Tenerife, La Palma, La Gomera, and La Hierro, shown in the main image, and 32 in the province of La Palmas, Gran Canaria, Lanzarote, and further upfield. The oldest case dates back to February the 8th, 1981. Wow, when Adolfina Ramos Hernandez disappeared in Arinaga, a municipality in Gran Canaria. She was 21 years old at the time and would now be 64. The most recent is highly publicised, obviously, that's the Jay Slater case, which has come to a close, and we're due to see a documentary tomorrow. Martin emphasised the need for equal attention for all missing persons. No family of other missing persons wants search operations limited. They simply want everyone to receive the same attention. Few search operations for the other 49 missing individuals in Santa Cruz to Tenerife province compare to the extensive efforts for Slater. The reasons for this discrepancy are unclear. Martin speculates it could be due to media pressure or the persistence of some families. Which is certain is that all families consider their loved ones just as important as others, and it's hard to explain why some cases receive more effort than others. What I realised as well, if you find, a lot of the families who were determined to get answers fly over to Tenerife and the different areas, whether it be, not in Spain, somewhere else that is in Europe. And they tend to get more answers because they push the police. And just talking on the phone, you don't get nowhere. Actually showing up in face, you're likely to get more answers from the public who maybe saw that person in that area at the time or a few days before, or checking out friends they actually stayed with. There's always a story to these cases. The diversity of cases in Santa Cruz de Tenerife includes adults who vanish with apparent reason, elderly individuals with illnesses, runaway teenagers. This is very, very big. Abducted minors, lost at sea, and accompanied immigrants, minors who left care centres. I think there's a lot going on. But runaway teenagers who I think go to Tenerife or are lured to Tenerife to make money and ended up working for gangs and sometimes probably beaten or killed or even hostage because they wanted to go. In all these instances, Martin notes a common pattern of searches continued for several weeks before being suspended due to lack of leads, but cases remain open in hopes of new evidence. Notably, missing persons case on SOS Desaparecidos website, including Thomas Gimano, who murdered his two daughters in April 2021, which his elder daughter body was found. The bodies of Gimano and his younger daughter Anna remains missing. Another mysterious case is of Natalia Hernandez. I'm sure I've covered this case before. The young woman from Madrid landed in La Palma airport but never collected her luggage. Scheduled to start work in Fu and Lente. She vanished in October 22, and her whereabouts remain unknown almost 2 years later. It wouldn't surprise me whether she was trafficked. Another mysterious case, we go on. German backpacker Oliver, who disappeared in August 2022, and veteran server Rudolph, last seen in July 2020 in El Medano. Wow. Gradadilla. These cases exemplify the needs for consistent and comprehensive search efforts for all missing persons in the Canary Islands. And this is all, we get snippets of these reports. I mean, these people, Oliver Heiss and Rudolf Seeberger, I've never even heard about these cases before. It's really, really bizarre. And like I said, I just do think they should be put on. They should be in Interpol, should I say, news article on this, put out every week, so people can look at these cases and information shared. I think, personally, let me know what you think, people, because like I said, it's very, very odd in some of these cases. You know, you get an article and then you don't hear anything from a missing person who's probably could have been dead or killed somewhere, or they could have been foul play or drowned or something. It's very, very odd. It just seems like some of these cases are put on the list and then weeks later they are closed unless the family want to open them again. Pretty bizarre. But like I said, I will basically, do have a look at this article, people, if you want to read it all. Thank you. That's all for today. Take care, people. Bye. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you all.